Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I thought I'm going to show you how I weather my track. Now there's a lot of ways you can weather your track. There's airbrushing, there's weathering powders, and then there's washers, and there's all sorts of ways you can do it really. I'm going to show you my way of doing it. So, as always, if you have any questions, comment down below, and I'll answer them when I can. Okay, so there's a few things you're going to need to weather the track. So I have a selection of paints. So we got Tamiya XF68. This one's called NATO Brown. Then we have some Tamiya XF1. This is called Flat Black. And then that's what I use for the wash. And then for the sides of the rails, I use Humbrol Matte Enamel number 29 Dark Earth. Right there. And you'll also need some containers to put the wash in. Need some brushes. I've got this pot of black ready to go. That's a wash. Need a screwdriver to open up the enamel lid, and for the wash you're going to need to get yourself shot there, some water. So that's all the stuff I use. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so what we're going to start doing is we're going to start painting the enamel paint on the sides of the rails. Now the reason why I paint the sides of the rails before adding the wash is the wash doesn't cover the rail sides very well, so this will be able to cover them quite good. So what you need to do, you need to self a screwdriver. Now as you can see, the paint is quite badly separated, whether that's from when it's in transit or just sat on the shelf. And what you can do is you just take like there you go, getting shot, like a nail or something like that, or a matchstick, whatever, and just give it a stir. Enamel paints are really important that you give them a stir to return them back to their original colour. It's not just enamel paints, it's also acrylic paints as well. You need to make sure you get them back to their original colour. There you go, that's about good. Alright, so what we'll do now is we'll start painting the sides of the track. Okay, so we're now going to start weathering the sides of the rails. So what you want to take yourself is there you go, getting shot, small brush. It doesn't need to be anything fancy, just needs to be small enough. And just paint the sides of the rails. Now it doesn't matter if you get any of the paint on the sleepers or the ballast, because it'll just add to the overall effect once it's finished, I guess you could say. So have a look at that. And it's certainly a lot better than shiny rails. So what I'll do is I'll set the camera up and I'll do a time-lapse video of me painting all the rails. So yeah. Okay, so the rail sides are now all painted, and I'll leave them to dry. They typically take about, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour to dry, and I'll clean the tops with a track rubber, and we'll get on with it really. Okay, so I've got a wash of acrylic paint, and what I've done off camera is I've just mixed it up to a good consistency. So what I'll do is I'll apply that to the ballast and see how it looks. So let's get on with it. Okay, so I've put the first coat on now. Didn't really cover as well as I would have liked it. It's a bit patchy and you can still see the grey ballast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera and play around with the paint consistency and add a couple more coats and see how it all looks. And well, I'll see it, I guess. Okay, so a couple of coats have been added, and I think it's looking a lot better now. And so what I'll do is I'll let this dry overnight, and then following morning I'll put the black wash on. Okay, so I've now mixed up a black wash. So what I'll do is I'll just, same with the brown, I'll paint it on, and hopefully this will only need one coat because it is quite dark. So let's go on with it. Okay guys, so there we go. That's the rest of the track on this layout weathered, which is pretty nice. So here, the TMD's all weathered. It's all weathered, looking nice and realistic. So what I'll do is I'll let that whole section dry, and then I'll move on to cleaning it. Okay, so with the track all dry, what I can now do is I can now take a Pico track rubber, so something like this, and just start cleaning the rails till they shine. So let's get started. Okay guys, so that will be the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learnt something from it, and let me know in the comments what you think of it, and let me know what I could improve on. I'm always open for suggestions. So as always, I'll see you in the next video. So take care everyone, stay safe, have a nice day. Bye everyone.